to be how to enroll students into your class using the Aristotle Classroom tool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the Aristotle tool. So if you right click, it gives you the option to open up Aristotle Educator or to start a class directly from this page. The other thing you can do is click on it with a left click, which is your normal mouse click, and then it will open it up. So I'm going to start my at N. Lefort class. And now I have a current student in here that we saw earlier. So I'm going to come up here now because I want to add new students. So there's a couple of ways to do this. This is all of the settings up here. So a couple of different ways of getting to it, hitting this button here for settings, hitting the students tab. So you can have open enrollment, which means that students can join the class whenever they are available, which is what most people are going to end up doing. You can change your chat name if you don't want to be your N. Lefort or whatever your chat name is. You can take email attendance. Most of these things you're not going to worry about. So now there's two main ways of adding it and one way for students to add. So you can upload a class list. So currently this does not work with Google Classroom, meaning that you can't just click a Google Classroom button. Aristotle told us that they are working on that as an option. So if you use Google Classroom, hopefully relatively soon they will have that. But in the present, they don't have that. So you can upload a class list if you have those class lists. So that might be something that we can look at with School Tool to export the class list from School Tool and then upload to this tool if we want to. Other ways of doing it is by adding the username. So the username for each student is their graduation year, first initial, last name. You do not have to put in the at Homer Pride part. So that's if you want to add the students. The other option is you can have students add themselves, just like they would add themselves in Google Classroom, they would add themselves to Aristotle Classroom. But instead of giving a string of characters and letters and numbers, you would give them your classroom name. So mine would be at N. Lefort. So when they click on their extension, it says select the previous class or enter a new ID to join a new class. So they would enter at N. Lefort, and then they would be part of my class. And then from then on, that would be part of their drop-down options to join my class. So now they're not enrolling every time, they're just joining the classroom setting after the fact. You can also add co-teachers. By adding a co-teacher, they have access to this tool that we just saw. You can add class notes to save for later, so only you will be able to see these notes. And then a block list is students that if they're attempting to join that class, you can block them. I don't see this being used that often, but if you do need to do it, it is there. And so that is how you add students into the Aristotle tool.